If you are a therapist, you need to know this name, Scotty Cranmer. So I want to talk to you about this guy and his story, and I hope I can do it justice for you. The reason I think that every therapist needs to know this story is because it's a story of someone who's performed at a very high level, who has gone through some major setbacks in his life, physically, and I'm sure emotionally, and in other ways. And he's had to grieve some losses in his, in his ability to do certain things. But the way he has come out of his difficult situation and continues to work through things is really admirable. And I think that for anyone who is a therapist, or who has a friend or a family member who's disabled, or if you're disabled yourself, there are great lessons in the story of Scotty Cranmer. Now, Scotty Cranmer, I'm going to try to, if I can, use some of his YouTube channel clips just to kind of highlight for you who this guy is. So Scotty Cranmer was a very high-level BMX star. He was a gold medalist in the X Games, and for those of you who may not be familiar with X Games, it's sort of like the Olympics for guys who ride bikes and skateboards and all these what they call extreme sports. So Scotty Cranmer, best in the world at what he did, but while he was out one day riding with friends and making videos for this YouTube channel, I believe, he actually had an accident where he ran into an area that had a hole that was kind of hidden from him. He didn't see it, and what happened was he had he crashed into the ground in front of him. And he had a traumatic brain injury as well as spinal cord damage. Now, he is actively working on recovery, but it's been 3 or more years since the accident. He's still a little unsteady on his feet, but he walks without support, and he spends a lot of time with his friends. He's still very, very active in doing a lot of the things that he used to do. Obviously, the skill level is not there to perform at the level that he used to riding bikes. But the things I want to emphasize to you about Scotty Cranmer that would be helpful, valuable for you as a therapist or someone who supports a person with a disability. There are 3 things that I think are important. If you have ever worked with a person where you're just felt like you couldn't get them all the way back, or you couldn't get them where you want them to get to, yeah, that can be frustrating. But there are 3 things, and I think they're highlighted very, very well on Scotty Cranmer's YouTube channel, which, by the way, has 1.6 million subscribers, I believe. But these guys highlight this very well, and I would encourage you to, even if you're not a fan of BMX, you will enjoy watching the bond of friendships there, and the challenges these guys put each other through. Just a good channel. But here's why I'm making a video about it. If you can't get your person all the way to where you want them to go, I would argue that there are 3 things that you can still do or help them to do for themselves that will improve the quality of their lives, regardless of whether or not they can achieve their therapy goals. Number 1, going back to this YouTube channel, you see these guys here. These are 3 of Scotty's friends. Actually, the one over here, Trey Jones, is his brother-in-law, but and this is Jabe Jones, Trey's brother. In the middle is a guy that's affectionately known as Big Boy. Big Boy has been very loyal to Scotty through his whole transition and has helped him in many ways. As you know, they probably would consider him family, I would imagine. But anyways, these guys spend a lot of time together. They make these videos together, and that's number one on my list is having a supportive community for a person who has a disability, who's going through recovery from some disabling condition. Whether again you can get back to where you were, if you have a supportive community around you, it's going to be great for you. The second thing that's really really impressive about the Scotty Cranmer story and how he lives his life now in the recovery is that he is still actively involved in making his videos. He and Big Boy do the shooting and the editing of the videos, and I'm just going to play a little clip here from him speaking. So so as you can see right there, he's out and he's active and he's doing things. But the thing that I really wanted to highlight at this point was that what he's doing is he has a job and he has purpose in his life. So he's not laying around feeling sorry for himself. His YouTube channel has been very successful, and his friends, they all come together. They make these videos. They put them out almost daily. There are probably a few stretches where they miss a few days here and there, but they really crank those things out. And he's not just a figurehead. He's actively involved in the videoing and the editing, and he also, I think one of the really interesting things about him, and this leads me to my third point, is that he's got this incredible body awareness, these motor planning skills that were no doubt part of his rise to the top of the BMX world. He, even though physically he's not able to perform at the same level, he still has that awareness up here, and it shows in the way he's able to encourage his friends to do tricks or try new things. He's very insightful, and that's just really incredible. But the clip that I showed you with him riding his bike, at one point he talked about having difficulty keeping his foot on the pedals because he doesn't have that awareness, and but he's still actively involved in the process of recovery. And so that's my third point, is having something to do that develops skill on a regular basis. So a routine of skill development. So if you can apply these things to your clients who have disabilities, or to someone you care about who has disability, and you can either actively help them yourself or help them create a plan for doing this. If they can develop a supportive community around them, it's great if they already have it, but even after a disability occurs, the work to establish a supportive community, those opportunities are there. It's going to be very good. It's very good for the person who has the disability, and not sitting around just watching TV or waiting for someone else to do things for you, but having a purpose, a reason you get out of bed every day, a reason you get up and you live your life, something productive. It doesn't have to be making videos like Scotty Cranmer does. It could be planting tomatoes or helping, helping around the house or something, or maybe maybe it is making videos or journaling or doing something where you share your thoughts with other people. But having a purpose, having something meaningful to do with your day, uh, that will improve the quality of your life, whether you achieve your therapy goals or not. Um, and then of course that third thing, having a routine of skill development. So you may not get to where you want to be, uh, or you may, but it may just take a long time. So what you need to do is you need to have a plan in place where you're actively going to take steps to develop skills. So in this video, Scotty Cranmer is developing skills of learning to ride his bike again. There are probably other skills he's working on, like making his videos more entertaining, probably some editing, things that probably I could learn, since I don't really do any editing with my stuff. Um, but anyways, uh, this video, it shows that you can really affect the quality of your life by having these three things in place. And I think Scotty Cranmer is a great example of that. So any therapist would do well to know the name Scotty Cranmer, to be familiar with his story, because not only can you learn from it, but you can share that story with other people, and it can be inspiring to them as well. All right, that's it for today. Thank you.